When greedy Wall Street fat cats got taxpayers to bail them out, John Salazar voted no.
The big banks and hedge funds that crashed our economy begging for our tax dollars, it went against everything I believe in. So I voted no.
The bailout for Wall Street millionaires? Wilson voted yes.
That's why I fought and voted against the Bush Wall Street bailout.
Bashing the bank bailout is a pretty popular political tool across the country right now.
We all hated the bank bailout. It was about as popular as a root canal.
But guess what? It looks like American taxpayers actually made out pretty handsomely on it.
Certainly this worked for Wall Street. I don't think there's any question. They've achieved a level of stability. Profits have returned. Bonuses seem to be ever increasing. There's been paybacks.
According to Bloomberg News calculations, the government has reaped a profit of more than $25 billion so far on the $309 billion poured in to save the nation's banks and insurance companies. But that doesn't exactly resonate on Main Street.
My opinion on the bank bailout, it shouldn't have never happened.
Where is the $25 billion? Where is it?
I think it's wrong. It seems like they're getting off with stealing everything and just not paying people back.
But they're actually paying us back and we're making money on it.
Are we?
You know, the executives here in New York City, down in Wall Street, are getting paid handsomely. But for, the unemployment rate and Joe Public, where's the money?
In fact, any profits go back to Treasury to pay down the deficit. But there are other costs.
Maybe we made a profit in a kind of narrow sense, but we've done so many things to support the banks. Everything the government has done for the last 2 years has been in favor of the banks, cutting the interest rates and all the support that they gave the banks.
There's the cost of moral hazard, of increasing concentration and too big to fail. And there's been a real cost in this program in government credibility.
And even though the banks are undoubtedly healthier, their perception problem is getting worse. J.D. Power's latest poll shows small businesses' satisfaction with their banks is declining, with the nation's three biggest banks, J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Citibank, faring the worst.
When you think about what the banks are doing, the banks are not lending. The banks are getting bigger, and the big banks, they don't care about small community in rural Idaho. That's not what they're after.
As for what lies ahead for Wall Street's powerhouses, fallout from faulty foreclosures and new rules of the road thanks to financial reform. And though they've been paying back the government, they still clearly face a huge public trust issue.
With Wall Street, I don't know. It's probably never going to change.
Poppy Harlow, CNN Money, New York.